Chapter 16, Your Project Starts Now. In this chapter, I just want to say thank you for spending this time with me throughout this audiobook, because if you made it this far, it probably means one of two things. Either you are preparing for a construction project right now, or you know how important it is to approach building differently moving forward. That awareness alone already puts you ahead of many property owners, because most people enter construction reacting emotionally, but you took the time to understand the process before stepping fully into it, and that matters a lot. Now, obviously, this audiobook is about construction, but honestly, at a deeper level, this book was never only about construction. It was about clarity, leadership, decision-making, preparation, communication, and learning how to approach major projects intentionally instead of reactively. Because construction simply exposes whatever structure already exists underneath the project. If the planning is weak, construction usually exposes it. If communication is unclear, construction exposes it. If expectations are misaligned, construction exposes it. But when strong preparation exists underneath the project, construction usually feels more manageable. Not perfect, but manageable. And that is one of the biggest mindset shifts I hope you take away from this audiobook. One thing I really hope this helps you realize is this: you do not need to feel powerless during construction. You do not need to know everything. You do not need to become a contractor overnight, but you do need clarity. You need structure. You need visibility. You need realistic expectations. And you need the willingness to slow down before major commitments are made. That alone changes projects dramatically, because construction becomes far less intimidating when owners understand the process they are stepping into. Even with strong planning, construction still involves uncertainty. There will be changes sometimes, unexpected conditions, schedule shifts, complex decisions, pressure moments. That is normal. The goal is never perfection. The goal is preparation. The goal is helping you build enough structure underneath the project that uncertainty does not automatically turn into chaos. That is the difference. Strong projects are not projects without problems. They are projects better prepared to navigate problems intelligently. One of the biggest differences between stressful projects and healthier projects is how the owner thinks. Reactive owners usually make emotional decisions under pressure. Strategic owners slow down and evaluate before committing. Reactive owners chase momentum. Strategic owners create clarity first. Reactive owners focus only on starting. Strategic owners focus on building the right foundation underneath the project. That mindset is the base for successful projects. And once owners start thinking strategically, construction begins feeling much more manageable emotionally. I want to say something important here. Do not lose yourself emotionally inside the project. Remember why you started in the first place. Maybe you are building for your family, maybe for financial freedom, maybe for lifestyle improvement, maybe for flexibility, maybe for legacy, maybe for a better future. The project exists to support your life, not consume your entire piece. Sometimes owners become so consumed by temporary construction stress that they lose sight of the larger purpose behind the project. Do not forget the bigger picture. One thing I've noticed over the years is that the healthiest projects usually feel intentional, not rushed, not emotionally chaotic, intentional. The owner understands the direction, the communication feels organized, the expectations feel visible, the decisions feel grounded, the team feels aligned. And even when challenges appear, the project still feels stable because structure exists underneath it. That intentionally changes everything. The experience of construction matters as well. Not just the final reveal photos, not just the finished product, the actual experience. Because a project should not completely destroy your mental health, relationships, finances, or peace. And while construction naturally creates pressure sometimes, strong planning and strong leadership reduce enormous amounts of unnecessary chaos. That is why owner education matters, because informed owners make calmer decisions, and calmer decisions create healthier projects. Before you build another project, build systems, build clarity, build communication, decision-making structure, build realistic expectations, build alignment, because those are the things that stabilize construction when pressure arrives. Not wishful thinking, not rushing, structure. That is what holds projects together. At the end of the day, the real foundation of a project is not concrete. It is clarity. Clarity around your vision, budget, scope, expectations, communication, risk, and leadership. Because long before concrete gets poured, the project is already being shaped by decisions. That is why the pre-construction phase matters. That is where healthier projects are born. If I could leave you with a few final thoughts, it would be these. Slow down before major commitments. Ask more questions. Clarify assumptions early. Define scope before pricing. Build realistic budgets. Prepare emotionally. Choose your team carefully. Stay engaged during construction. Do not confuse movement with progress. And most importantly, create structure before pressure arrives. Because projects rarely become calmer once construction starts. They become calmer because the foundation underneath them was built correctly beforehand. Your project starts now, not when permits are approved, not when demolition begins, not when contractors arrive. It starts with the decisions you make today, the questions you ask today, the clarity you create today, and the structure you build before construction ever begins. That is where smarter projects start. Thank you again for listening to Before You Build It. My hope is that this audiobook helps property owners approach construction with more confidence, more clarity, and far less unnecessary stress moving forward. And remember, you do not need to approach your project blindly. There is a smarter way to build. If you want additional project planning resources, tools, guides, and support for your project, visit goeasyproject.com/beforeyoubuildit. And if you are preparing an ADU, remodel, addition, rebuild, custom home, or major construction project, you can also schedule a complimentary project strategy session. I would be honored to help you think through your project before construction begins.